Welcome back. All right, today we're at lesson 7. And I'm just going to show you the preview. We're at typographic design week 7, and then we're going to move on. We have 8, which is advanced composition, and then week 9 is working with Camera Raw. These are the last 3 weeks of the book. Then we're taking the book, and the book is going away. Then for the next 5 weeks, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, well, that's actually 6. I have other assignments. We're going to be doing what I'll call a real world assignment matched with a special effects assignment. So the real world assignments are going to be stuff that I've done in the industry, that everybody that I know is a photographer has done in the industry. It's sometimes painful stuff, like remove every logo from the sports person. I've had to do it because they can't have logos because they're not paid to see them. So we're going to be doing like all kind of weird stuff like that. Then the special effects ones is I'm going to be showing you how to do like some really like weird and fun stuff, like how to write your name in neon, how to get that neon effect, how to make a bokeh effect, like raindrops on a screen but in text. So that's what we're going to do in the latter half. We're going to throw away the book. It's going to be a little bit more free form in what we do, where you're not going to be heads down and being like, step 1, do this. You'll still have steps, but the outcome will be hopefully a little bit cooler. And then with the real world ones, you're going to have a little bit more fun too, because you can take your own images. We'll be doing some weird stuff, some more direct stuff, some other fun stuff. So that's what we're going to be working on, because I know sometimes, and I've heard this in the past, and I don't always like it either, is like, oh, I took this class and all they did was reviewed the book. They went over the book. And I'm like, yeah, I know, that's what we kind of do. But we are going to get out of that. How did week 1 and 2 pop out? Hold on a second. This is the weirdest system sometimes. So let me get this rearranged and then get us started.
Hey, I've been here before you did.
All right, as we always do, let's go open up the lesson 7 starter. Now, I said last class, like, keep your work. I more or less meant keep that second one you did, because we are going to like we're going to do our matching with the one that you did separately from the book. But for the book project, open their starter, because it has a little clipped file in it that has some text. For your version, you're actually just going to be making up your own text. Like, you're going to be little creative writers. You don't have to go crazy, but that's why I'm going to have you make sure you open when you go to lesson 7. I'm going to show you here. And, lesson 7, just go to their starter file. You don't have to open your old one. We're going to start with theirs. Again, I'm going to talk through the book. A little bit, because everybody starts reading the book. I'm like, don't read the first 7 things. Again, what they're doing in the book is they're like, open Photoshop, reset everything in Photoshop. I don't want you to do that. Don't reset it. You have to start to learn to use Photoshop the way you want it, which is like you're arranging palettes where you want them. Your tools are where you want them. And if every time you start something, you reset everything, you're starting from square one. Eventually, you build out and you set up. Photoshop should always look the same for you and your working style. Where do you want stuff? Where do you want each panel? Where do you want all your tools? I've started doing this where I've started putting layers over here. So I have layers are separate from like my properties, and I can just go back and forth and I work with everything in the middle. And it's just like, why am I doing that? I don't know. You know what? Because I started working more on single screens like this, and I thought, I don't like everything bundled up on one side. I'm going to try something new where I'm going to put layers on one side, other stuff on the other, and I just go back and forth. That's a fairly easy move. And I can see where everything is. Nothing gets buried. I think the problem that you don't want to have, there's a couple of things. It's like you don't want to be doing this. I'm not pulling them all out. But where you're working and things are just floating all over the place, that just gets in your way. You want to keep the artboard as clear as possible. So that's one reason why I'm like, don't go through the getting started and reset and blah, blah, blah. Just work and start the build. Your Photoshop will remember every time you close where you had stuff. So if I go to Photoshop, quit Photoshop, and I'm going to open it up again. And then I go to File, Open, Start, Open. It remembers. So like everything is where it should be. Everything is in its place. Work like that. But, you know, again, don't work messy. So just kind of keep that in mind. The other thing that they tell you to do is they're going to be like, when you open it, change the palette system. So over here in the workspace, you can change the way the panels are set up. And they're like, do graphic and web. So like we generally start on essentials, which is the default. But then you can go to like workspace. And if you change it to graphic and web, it should alternate it. And what it does is just puts it puts what Photoshop thinks is the most important things for that working environment for that. Here's the thing. I work on everything. I've done stuff for web and print and blah, blah. I never go in and I'm never like, oop, today's a print day and I'm going to go to workspace and I'm going to switch it to, I'm going to do painting today. I'm going to switch it to painting. Like, I don't. I just keep my palettes the way they are and I know where everything is. I never like, I need all my painting supplies here. Like, no, you know, I'll use a brush and something else. So I think it just comes down to what you're most comfortable working with, getting that set up and use it forever. Like, and then adjust it. Like I said, this thing is brand new to me. I'm beta testing it for myself in all my classes. Like, how do I like the back and forth? Is it working well? Do what you want. It is always good to like stop once in a while and be like, can I make it better? Like, am I always moving something? Here, this is a great one. This stupid thing. Oh, show up. Where are you? This thing. If this is always popping up and getting in your way every time you do something, you can get rid of it. You know, just like remove it. You can hide it, get rid of it. Or if you use it all the time, put it somewhere where it's not always like going in front of the imagery. So again, get comfortable. I think, you know, as photographers and Photoshop members, you're going to be using this as your main program. Get it set up as your main program. Don't like always think like, well, I'll do it another day. Like every once in a while, I stop, take a couple minutes. I'm like, this is how I want it. And I work with 3 main programs. And so I try to get them really unified. So every time I open each one of my programs, it's like they almost all look identical. So I'm never like, where is it? I switch programs and I like head nodding all over the place. We want to work more efficiently. So you have more time in the field to take photos instead of like dinking around trying to find stuff to adjust this and that. So just kind of work on that. Keep it good. I trust you guys know what you're doing. All right. So what we're going to do is add guides, but I would need to change my ruler. My ruler is set at pixels, which is fine. Depending on what you do, you may choose pixels or inches. I'm just common. Like I'm an old school. I wish I could work in millimeters actually, but I'm old school. So I'm going to change to inches. And again, this is a preference of yours. So just under settings, you can go and instead of hitting general and getting that whole thing, just slide down. And it's units and rulers. Sorry, my preference. And then I'm going to switch it from rulers from pixels to inches. If you ever encounter that, why is it like that? Why is it, like you may have hit something and it resets it. Just go back and take a minute and get it to your comfortable level again. Don't, I've had students be like, I don't know, I was working for like 3 days and like this red thing kept showing up. I was like, and you you dealt with that? And they're like, well, how do I get it to go away? I'm like, did you Google? This thing keeps showing up. How do I get it to go away? And they're like, no. I'm like, here, let's do it right now. I'm like, oh, you clicked, option Q. And like, oh, I never knew I did that. But you dealt with this problem like for 3 days of something happening. So always fix it. I had that happen for 30 years. I was using a different design program, and there used to be this little circle that would pop up on an image, and I hated it. And with the class, I'm like, how do you get rid of that circle inside the image? And I was like, oh my gosh, there's one thing. I got rid of it. I'm like, this is going to save my life from now on, because I used to always hit this and it would move something. I didn't know you could turn it off. So I Googled it and I turned it off. So again, get things how you want them. So my rulers are now set at inches because that's how I work, and it's just kind of a little bit clearer. If you don't have rulers showing, that's the other problem. So you can hit Command R, or you go up to View, and right here under View is Rulers, and there's a check mark there, which means there's turned on. So that's how you turn on the rulers. I always have my rulers turned on. And I think, again, once rulers are turned on, they will always stay on your documents. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now I'm going to pull a guide. When I pull guides, you are going to click on the ruler and then click and drag. So you're literally going to pull one over, and I'm going to go to 4.25. Why 4.25? That's half of 8.5. So I'm going to divide that in half, and I'm going to draw a guide right down that middle point right there. And it's just setting up a parameter for us so we know where the middle of the document is. I do this a lot. I'll set up both a lot of times. Like, so this is 8.5, I think by 10.5. And sometimes when I'm working, I'll just kind of do it right away. And that way I know whenever I'm working, whatever the piece is, I know the exact center of my document. And it just kind of helps sometimes with layout. Any kind of these tricks, tips you can do to make your working life easier, you just start to do it, and you start to do these things on the forefront. Like every time I set up a document, my rulers are on, I pull one guide, and I kind of know, like, boom, I'm starting out. I know where the center is. I can start kind of like working and manipulating. And I know then if I want something centered or off-centered, I have a reference. So it's kind of good to work like that. Now, we're going to add some type. We've already been working with type. We know how to work with type. I'll say this. As a instructor of many other programs, I do not feel for photographers. Type in Photoshop is kind of difficult. It's not as free-flowing as it is in other programs. That's why I generally don't typeset in Photoshop, but we'll work with it. Now I'm going to hide this because I don't want to hide. I want to hide that bar. So all I did was took the type tool and I just tapped once. I'm going to kind of go a little bit off the book because I think the book is going to have us go back and forth and this and that. Let's just get to it. So I'm going to click once. I'm not going to drag. I'm not going to pull. I'm not going to blip. I'm just going to tap it. It's area. It's point text, it's called. I tapped once. It makes a point and it adds text to that. And what it does is populates it with lorem ipsum. Right now it looks funky like that because it's highlighted. So think of when you highlight in a Word document, we can type anything we want into that right now, and it will work. I'm going to type in typecast early. So it's Typecast. So typecast is the name of our podcast. Now, you can't do anything. Right now, when this type is activated and I have the type tool, I can't move, I can't place it anywhere else, but I can make all the type adjustments that I want in this format. So like right now, they're like, select the horizontal type tool, boom. Wow, hello. So I'm gonna choose Minion Pro regular. So if I go to here, up here in the top bar, you can click on it or you can type. Minion Pro regular. It is just a standard font. And then they want the size to be 115. And so I'm just going to type that in as well, 115. But I'm actually going to hit 115 and not just 15. And there we go. So as you can see, mine's blowing out of proportion. It's going too far. That's okay. Because if I go over here to this panel, I don't know, you see where I'm circling? There's this V and A right there. It's set at 250. That's called tracking and kerning. And that separates the distance between two letters. The bigger that is, the more separation there is. So mine's set at 250. We just want it at 50. And I can just hit return. Again, I haven't gone back and touched this thing yet. You can make all these adjustments and just don't even touch it. So we're all still good. Now the other one is the paragraph, the alignment. Right here, there's left, center, and right. So left, it's just like it shows. It shows a little paragraph, and it means every line will start on the left side. The middle one is it will center the type. So it'll mathematically find the exact center, and then it will kind of like type outwards from the middle. And then the one on the right, it will align everything on the right side. So that's what those are called. Those, it's left align, center align, right align. And I'll do that again to show you a little bit more about that in a second. So we got typecast. Now it is set up and it's still, you know, like that yellow because it's highlighted. When it highlights the type, it reverses it because that's the computer's way of showing you, like that was their best way of like figuring out how to show you how it should look. So now I'm going to go on the move tool. I'm going to click on the move tool. And as you can see, it goes to the correct color. Now you can look at my little frame here and I have it perfectly centered in there. All right. Now, if I go back to my type tool and I hit left, see how it moved it to the left? So I indicated that like I wanted this center line to be my main line. So centered, it's perfect. But then if I hit left align, it's like, okay, I'll have all the text start here. So that's how you can see that difference. So this is right align. And then if I were to add more, it's always going to pop it to the right. Hold on. If I have it in the center and I hit return and type more, it always goes out from the center. See how that works? And I know some of you are like, I've used Word before, but not everybody always uses these tools. And then for the final one is left, and then it's like everything you type will just be like what we call normal in Western countries. So we got it centered up there. That was a lot of information on typography for you, but it's always good to know. So this is, what do we want to do here? So they're going to change the font. So we have this font right now, and they're like, oh, that's not cool enough. Let's change it. So we can do several different ways to change it, but I'm going to go to the type tool. So to change the type, you always need to be on the type tool. And then I can just go up here, and we can change the font. So Myriad Pro semi-bold. No. That's what I have now. Oh, not Minion Pro. But so much for me reading my M words. Myriad Pro, and then we want semi-bold. So I'm just going to click on that. Myriad Pro. And then here, you can pick whatever you want, semi-bold. So Myriad Pro is the font name, and then these are the families. So you go to semi-bold. You can also change the color while I'm there. So see, I just changed it to black. I'm not actually selected on it, but I am on the correct, I am on this typecast layer the whole time. I haven't moved off that layer, which allows me to just kind of keep adjusting that type. As long as I'm on the type tool and that layer, I can, you know, make it condensed, change the color to red, and make all my adjustments. You know, like, so you while you're on that layer and you're in type, you can do all this kind of futzing around, fixing it, adjusting it, and getting it to where you want it. I think my typecast is bigger than theirs. So adjusting type can be a little bit funny, and especially if you go too click crazy. Don't go click crazy with the type. Once you kind of have it set up, and then you're like, well, I need to adjust the size of it. Well, here, there's another way too. If I'm on the arrow key, I can scale it by grabbing the corner and also scaling it. That's another way to do it. Now, as you can see with mine, when I clicked on it to scale it, it dropped down and gave me this huge box. To me, that's a problem. I don't like that. What I did is there's probably a return. So I'm going to go to this far edge and see if I can click down. And there is. My cursor went down one because I was doing that experimentation. And so I deleted that out because I want this nice and clean. When I'm working, I don't want like other things getting in the way, meaning like I don't necessarily want my box to be absolutely huge. I want it to be the size of the type. So when I'm typesetting or when I'm adjusting things, I don't have a lot of extra. It'd be like if I would work on this girl and there was an artifact way over here, her bounding box would show way over here. And I'd be like, something's wrong. You want to work it nice and tight. All right. Now, in the layers planner, make sure we have typecast is selected. And then we're going to place and embed an image. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embed. And I'm going to hit that metal TIFF file. And we hit Place. There it is. Now I'm going to move it up over, and you can be like general, like up here. Cover the entire word. And when you move stuff again, always hold down Shift. It's just, it should come so naturally when you move stuff to just, because, you know, like, whoops, I grabbed the wrong thing. You'd be like wonky and just like, well, I'll move it up. Or you just like, it's set in a nice spot. Just hold down Shift and move it straight up. You know, the less things you kind of do to make things wander or change, the better you are. Now we're going to go up. And with the metal layer selected, choose Create Clipping Mask from the Layers panel. So from the layer, and I'm going to go to Create Clipping Mask. Kapow! Check out that. That's awesome. So like in one shot, it masked the type to the metal. I didn't have to do anything. It was like a one-shot deal there. So I'll do that again for everybody. So as you can see, my metal is as big as the type. It's like I have extra. Always work a little bit bigger than you need to. I'm selected on the metal, and I went to Layer, and then down here, Create Clipping Mask. One-stop shop. And it made it into a metal-looking font. That's pretty cool. We used to have to like cut it out and do stuff. Cause here's the great part. Let me do it. Is you can. Oh, hold on. Well, auto select off. I'm on the metal and I can adjust where the metal is. Can you see that? So like if you have like a part of it, like if I move it down, it's lighter. Like, do I want it to be lighter metal? Or if I move it up, it's darker metal. You know, like, so I can choose which area of that image is exposed. I want it light. I want it like that because I know what we're going to do next. Now we're going to select the typecast layer. So I switched layers. I selected the typecast layer. Why do I have to do that? I'm going to double click on it because the book said, the book said, select the typecast layer, then go down to this FX button and then click on inner shadow. Okay, so that was like blah, 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 cancel. Or if I select the typecast layer and I just double click on it, it opens up the same menu without going down. You know, like, what's the quickest way to get something done? Go down here and try to select stuff, or just double click, have this open, and it's the same panel. It's just two ways to get to it. This one's just easier. And then we click on inner shadow. So remember, when we're working with effects, if it's light gray, that's the one we're on. So make sure you turn it on and then you're working on that layer as well. Or that, so don't keep it on blending options. You want to make sure that inner shadow is light gray so you have the proper stuff showing up. All right. We got inner shadow going on. Let's play with it. Opacity 48, angle 120, distance 18. All right. Opacity 48. Angle 120. Distance 18. There we go. I was like, I need to start seeing something happen. Here we go. Look at that distance. Let's set it to 18. Again, to know what it does, it's always good to just crank them. What is it going to do? I don't know. Let's crank it. This just blurs it. That's really sharp. Size, like choke, they set at 0. I don't know what choke does. Choke does nothing on this one. Size, it's blurring it. So you just kind of play around so you know what they do. And again, are you going to have these memorized? I don't think you'll ever have them all memorized unless all you do is the one thing over and over and over. But even when I'm working, I'm like, oh, what if I move this? Does it add? Does it change it? Do I want that? Is it good? Is it bad? So and there we go. Now I'm going to move up my typecast because it's driving me nuts that it's on top of her head. There we go. All right. It's pretty cool. Creating type on a path. Now this is one that will screw everybody up more than once. And it's the one that it's reason why I went through this whole explanation on left align, center line, or right align, is this is where you need to know it. Because I'm going to get 3 people asking me, when I started typing, it never showed up. And I was like, you are not on the right align. Oh, okay, I'm not on the right align. So being correct is what we need. So in the layers, I'm going to make sure I'm on the model, okay? Because then when we're add type, we want it above the model. We want it in between, you know, we want it above the model but below typecast, if that makes sense. So I'm going to make sure I'm on her because it's where it's going to place it. Now I'm going to look at my paths. So if you don't have paths open, go to Window and Show Paths. And you're going to see something called Speech Path. And if I click on that, you're going to get a line, whoop, right there showing up. Now I'm going to zoom in so we can all see it. See that? That's a path. So they pre-described a line in Photoshop that we are going to place our text on. So now I'm going to grab the type tool. And I'm going to make sure it's horizontal type tool, which is just the standard. And we're going to click the right align. Oh, be careful. make sure you click on right align first. All right. Now we're going to reduce the size of the font and change the color as well before we start typing. If I start typing 115 point type here, it's not going to show up. So let's bring her down. Let's bring her down. So we got Myriad Pro. I'm going to switch it to regular. And I'm going to change the font size to 14. Now this is that one where no matter what I do, I feel like it always messes it up. And I'm going to change it to white. So Myriad Pro regular 14, right align, white. And then I'm actually going to go, we want to do two other items and they're not showing here. I don't know why. It's not giving me the full contextual bar, but guess what? We'll just open it, window, and we'll go to character. All right. So when you want to just text, it's character. And I'm just going to throw this over here. I don't want it here. And the properties isn't quite showing it. And then what we want to do is that tracking here where it's 50. I'm going to go to -10. We're just kind of doing what it says. My color is white. And all these things are turned on. Make sure only these all caps is turned on. You see, like when I click on it, a little box goes around it. That activates it. These are called these are like false indicators. Like this is a false bold. This is a false italic. This is a false all caps. This is a false. I forget what they call it. It's like the title cap. It's really dumb, but it's like a cheat for it. And that's why there's all these things you can do. So they just want us clicked on that one. So we're going to double check now. Myriad Pro, regular, 14 point, right align, white, -10. Okay. Now I'm going to go over to my line. Watch my cursor. It's all good. I'm going to the right side, not here. I'm going to the right side, not to the left, to the right. And when I move it down, watch what happens. Right there. See how it goes from a square to a squiggle? When it's a squiggle, tap. That's it. And you'll see it show up. Yours should show up just like mine did. And then we're going to type in, what's new in 3D type? All right. So, ta-da! I know it's a lot of work just to type something out, but honestly, if you click over here, it would have pushed the type off. If you click, if it's too big, you can't see the type. So you have to be very clear before you start typing. That's a little bit why I'm always like, it's a little bit harder to do a lot of type adjustments in Photoshop. All right, with the horizontal type tool. Oh, there's a typo in the book. Yes, I found a typo. Step 8 has a typo. All right, so 3D type, they want us to bold it. So we're just gonna highlight 3D type, and there's several places we could go. You can go here. You could bold it here, which is that false bold, or you could bold it up here. So there's 3 places to make it bold. All right. So now we have this beautiful curvy line. What's new in 3D type? Now I'm going to go to layers, and I'm going to actually get rid of that little panel. So I have this layer here. Now I want to duplicate this twice. Do we want to do it twice right away or just once? All right, we're gonna duplicate it once. Oh yeah, do one at a time here. So I'm going to drag it down. This is always my easiest way to do it because it's just like drag and drop. I'm going to drag it to that plus. It creates a new one and it says copy at the end. Then with my move tool, not with the type tool, with the move tool, I'm going to drag it up. You know, I'm going to keep it in line. And then I'm going to, see, this is why they say go to free transform. You don't need to. You can just turn it. And I'm going to turn it 15 degrees. How do I know it's 15 degrees? Look at the tip of her nose on my screen and you'll see a little black box. It says 15. I still haven't let go, but I grabbed the corner and I'm just rotating. Now, oh, leave it there. I'll redo that for anybody. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to delete that layer. So all we're going to do, yes, I do want to delete that layer. I'm going to copy that layer. So I'm on that move tool, like I'm not on the type tool. I make sure I select that copy because it's a new copy, and I'm off of auto select up here. If you're having trouble and you're like, I keep grabbing the background, make sure auto select is clicked off here on the move tool. That'll screw you up every time. It screws me up to this day because I turn it off sometimes and I turn it on sometimes, and then I forget and I don't look up and I keep grabbing stuff. So then I'm going to just move it up and I'm going to do it gently because I want to stay in line. Look at those magenta lines. Just gently move it up. And then because I'm on the move tool, I can transform it and I'm going to come in from the corner, waiting for that arc. It's real sensitive with this giant cursor. I want that one. Right there. Come on. And then I'm going to turn it to 15. And then I'm going to go back to the move tool. It sometimes just resets my mind. And I'll move that up. And then let's, with the type tool selected, select 3D and replace it with web. What's new with web type? So even after all those changes, it is still adjustable. Oh, you know what? Yeah, mine isn't all caps. So I'm going to do something. If yours looks like mine, I'm going to select, let's see if I can select both these layers. Go to the type tool. And then I'm going to click on all caps here. And it should change both magically. Now we're going to do this again, but we're going to lower one, minus 15, and say type effects. So I'm going to take this layer. I'm going to slide it on down, make a duplicate of it. I'm going to click on my move tool. I'm going to gently bring it down. I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate it to minus 15. Pull it down and just trying to make it look pretty. And then I can still change the type. I'm going to change the type tool. And I'm just going to highlight 3D type. And I'm going to type in type effects. All right, so we're going to do another thing 3 times. I don't know why. It's kind of goofy. It's kind of, I have feelings about this next move as a designer that it's something I would never do, but we'll do it. It's okay. So what I'm going to make sure, I'm going to click on the middle one. What's new with 3D type? Make sure you're on that layer. And then we're going to go up to the type up here on the top bar. And we're going to go to warp text. Now that's just going to pop up a bar. And the style, this is not, we want a wave. So wave is third section down, second one down. Now you can see it starts to kind of smush and make the text a little bit crazy. So for the bend, we want 33, right? It's not too bad. And then the horizontal distortion minus 23. And then for the vertical distortion, we want 5. Again, what are we doing? I don't know. Let's crank it. See how it like where. So you can see what it does by just cranking those. Get an idea of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then you can think in your head, yeah, Joel's right. I don't think I'd ever do that again. And then we're just gonna repeat. I'm gonna grab that layer, excuse me, go to type, warp text. I want it wave. We want it 33 minus 23, 5. 33 tab minus 23 tab 5. And we're gonna hit OK. And you can see how my layer effect has changed. Here it's just straight up type. Now there's like a little, it shows it like, hey, we warped it. That's like their best rendition of warp. I don't know what I'd do either if I was a programmer. It is. It looks good. It shows that it's different than normal. So they do every indication they can to make sure you understand like things are changed. That layer is no longer what you said it was originally. So there, all our type is now like crazy and warped. It looks like she's got halitosis. It's coming out of her mouth. All right. We repeated all those steps. Paragraph. All right. I'm gonna fit the screen. What's the quickest way to fit the screen? Command 0. What is up here? Oh, that is horrific. There we go. If yours did what mine did, when you fit the screen, look at this weird glitch in the system. I have no idea. This is brand new. It's creating a bounding box for these outside of the area. So when I hit fit the screen, it's including this. And then so it's centering everything. It's really weird. I don't know why. I can't explain why. So if you just go to that original typecast layer and then you hit fit the screen, it looks a little bit better. So there you go. Now what we're going to do is we are going to typeset a little bit of extra type. And it's not even a paragraph. They call it a paragraph. But we're close to being done. And all this is like, again, just adjusting type. Yes?
I'm like stuck by the warping thing because I don't know why it's not letting me get to that.
Oh, okay. Are you on the right layer?
Your nose is not gonna look good. That's fine.
Yeah. Are you on the right layer?
Yes, but then.
Oh, I don't want paths. I want layers. Okay. So.
I still can't tell the difference because I don't know why it's putting it in that box. So I was trying to figure out.
Oh, this is the box error.
Okay.
So don't even worry. Like this is like. So did you do the effects?
No.
No. Okay.
That's what I was trying to do.
So this is where you're like. I'm gonna say, If that's bugging you, then you just do that. And you turn off show me the transform controls.
Okay.
Sometimes we have to work. It is a magical program. Then I go to type and then work text. You're just, and then from none go to work.
Hey, Joel, as long as you're strolling around the zip code,
Is it what?
as long as you're strolling around this neck of the woods,
Yes.
how does he get to speech from the paths? So we hit the paths panel.
Let's see it.
Oh, I see.
So let's the very first thing what I said, I'm sorry you came in a little bit late, it was open the lesson file. Don't open the one you worked on.
Okay.
So you missed the beginning part, and I said that you need your other one that you worked on, but this one has certain things embedded in the project that you need, and it has those paths. So you just step back a little bit. No worries, no worries. All right, so we need to pull some guides now to help us align our text. So I'm gonna pull a guide to the 1/4 inch side here. So like that's 8.5. I want it like 8.25. And then we want another one like right above like her hair. What do you call that part where the hairline? Thank you. You know, I'm sorry because I'm a dude losing my hair, and I could only think receding. So, and I didn't want to be mean to her, this model. The white murders in the building. We'll call her Tina Fey. All right, this is the weird part. Again, it's very funny. I've in 30 some years, I've never had somebody attach a sticky note with text for me. So this yellow thing here is a sticky note, and you should be able to double click on it. How do I get to the stupid sticky note? Open note. I right clicked on it, and then open note, and then it opens this thing in the side, and it just out of the blue. Oh God, I can't even grab it. And then I'm gonna pull it down. So there's type here, okay? They embedded this into the system. So what did I do? Right click on that, and then it'll say open. And then you can take all this copy and just hit copy, 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 copy. However you want to copy. We just need to copy it. Now, what we're going to do is different than we've done before. Something brand new. I can say that 2 times. We're going to do something brand new. Now we're going to take the type tool. When we did typecast and we did what's new with the web, all we did was tapped. That's point type. We're creating type with a point. Now I want to create area type. I want the type to go in a special area. So for that, I'm going to position, and I know this just from me working. See, like that lower line, I'm going to kind of like intersect that corner, and then I'm going to click and drag. And that creates a type box. Now, it is filled with Myriad Pro semi-bold at 115 points. That's why I have those funky things going on there. So all I'm going to do is let's adjust things now. Let's kind of make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to paste in my stuff and we'll do some adjustments. So I'm going to go down to 48 point. Let's go down even smaller. 24 point. I'm going to hit left align. And now I'm going to paste. And where did it go? And why is it clear? It's there. Oh. You know why? Oh, I just messed that up. The reason being is it went below a layer and it's got an effect set on it. So I want to make sure I'm going to click a new layer. I want to be on top. If that happened to you, you just recreate a new layer, put it on top. There we go. So now I can see the lorem ipsum. So what happened is it created my layer here, and it put the mask effect onto that layer. So even though I moved the layer out, it still had that mask effect on it, and we didn't want that. So now I'm gonna hit paste, and then I'm gonna re-select everything. So here's the part with working with typography is sometimes you should select everything to make it a little bit more clear what you're doing. And for this, we're just going to copy what the book has. So I'm going to go to left align, Myriad Pro, and then we're going to select, oh, they want it right. Excuse me. It's very odd that they changed it. So now I'm going to go down the line. There's the trend cast, what's hot, designer interviews, what's not, Comic Sans, and then gradient type script fonts. So let's just go down the line and we are going to select certain areas and then just change it. So the trend cast, we're going to do as Myriad Pro. Did they say regular? Go to regular. And then we're going to go to 70 as the font size. And I'm going to look over here under properties, see where I'm at. And we're just going to, they have those numbers. We're just going to put the numbers in. Leading is 55. So if you don't see it all, double click on the 3 dots. The 3 dots will always open up more information for you. So if you're like, oh, I don't have that thing that he was talking about, you just open up more. So leading is the space in between. Here. Leading refers to when they used to handset type, it would be lead letters, tin lead, and they would put a piece of tin lead in between it. They would lead the spacing of it, so it's called leading. Comes back, old timey. Why change it? So as you can see, I went to 55, so it got tighter. If I went to, 100, it gets bigger. So we want it at 55. Tracking, that's the distance in between the letters, is 50. That looks perfect. And we'll change the color to white. While we're at it, we're going to change trend to bold. We can change the color now. Okay. Not yet. So the rest of the type. Now, I think I have a little plus down there. So let me show you all this with this unhighlighted. All right, so I'm going to grab my text box. Right here, there's a little thing that shows up. That means I have what is called overset text. There is type hidden. I don't have my type box big enough. So what's not Comic Sans, but if I pull that down, there's more type under there. Gradient type, serif scripts. And so I need to expose it all. And once I pull that box, that area type down, that little plus is no longer there. So that's how you get rid of that. Now let's grab everything else. And we're going to go back up to character. So it's Myriad Pro. We want to go to regular. 22 point. I'm literally just reading out of the book now. 28, tracking 0. All caps, yep. Color, I'm changing the color to white so we can see it. Now we can just go through. We're going to do stuff like select what's hot. You know, part 10, make it bold, font style bold and 28 point. All right. Bold and 28. Got to type that in. Repeat the steps for what's not. So I'm going to select what's not. I'm going to go to bold, 28. Did this change to 28? This did not change to 28. Select the word trend. And we're going to change the color, and they have a specific color. RGB, it will be a 0, 174, and a 239. Hit OK. Oh, let's get rid of that stupid thing. I'm going to right click on my sticky note. I'm going to delete note. Yes. Click yes on that. Show transform controls off. Let's hide that. And there we are.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next project, you're matching. It's simply that one that you made for masks and channels, right? Your matching project 6, you're going to take the base of that, and then you are going to create matching project 7, which is create a title for your podcast. It could be whatever you want. You know, Photo Moto, whatever you want to name your podcast. Sorry, just trying to think of something quick. Add a cool effect. You could put whatever you want behind that whatever you name it. Create a little stories like shooting at the raceway. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Just follow along and create your very own podcast thing. The instructions are there. Just follow through and try it on your own. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All right. You know I'm here until 2:30. I'm here to answer questions and help out wherever I can. So, cool.